Alrighty. So I want to tell you a little story. Well, ain't no story, but we're going to give a little comparison. Black women or white women. Now, let me tell you first of all, this is not going to be a channel that's going to be turning into like Dr. Umar Johnson. Don't get the idea that I'm becoming pro-black. No, that's not the case. I give my criticisms on things that I feel are a problem, and that's all that is. I don't genuinely hate anybody. But anyway, I told you guys I never physically have been with a white woman before. Never. I only been with black women, and I've been with 4 Hispanic women. 2 that I thought were black, or like mixed race, or just light skin, and 2 consciously were Hispanic. One was the first one, my very first one, I didn't know she was Dominican. The one from 2020, I knew she was Hispanic. I consciously knew that. And yeah, the one from like the year later, she sound like a black woman. I'll just say that. And let me tell you, when you are with a different race, you sleep with like a Hispanic girl, and you say something. Let's just say like you are a white man and you sleep with a black woman. You have like a guilt of any kind of racism or hatred or just prejudice that you have against their race. You feel bad saying those things when you are with someone of that race. Because I was like, here I am, I'm fucking a girl that's Hispanic, and I voted for Trump. That just sort of came through my mind. Well, I didn't vote for him yet. It was like the summertime. Literally, let me tell you something. The day I met up with her was when George Floyd died. My uncle died that very day, the very night he died. And the protests they happened maybe the next day or 3 days later. But that was around that time. That was around like March. But I've never been with a white woman before, and everything I've been through, I wouldn't do that now. Now, I have this video on my channel. I told y'all that it was this pretty ass gas station attendant that was from Pakistan. I don't know, they don't identify as white, but if I had the chance, I would get with her. I would. I'm not gonna lie, but it was her personality. Her looks helped too, but I just know the reality, man. I just know how races operate, and I wouldn't do that now. Now, the reason why I I wasn't really going after black women. Well, let me not even say that. Like 2000, or let me put it like this. So 2020 and 2021, I met up with only non-black women that whole year. So I consciously was just going after non-black women from 2021. But 2019, I had I had 2 encounters that year, 2 sexual encounters, and they were black women. One was really nasty. Another one, she was okay. I'll just say that. But understand, if you watch my channel, I got attacked that year, and that's when I was talking the way that I was on my channel. I was just saying, I got. Let me just say, I got my ass beat like before the year turned over 2019. But once again, like I told you, never been with a white woman. Most of my encounters have been with black women. So maybe I've had, I'll say close to 30 sexual encounters my whole life. 30. I ain't gonna lie and say I had like 100 or 200. 30 women I've had sex with ever. And 4 have been non-black. I've never been with a white woman before because all of the negative, it's for a few reasons. When I was showing interest in dating like a white woman, a white girl at 13 and 14, my mom was always telling me how they will call you a nigger if you get into an argument, and how it's dangerous and all this stuff, racism. And when I hear stuff like that, and around this time, a movie that I was watching a lot was called Daddy's Little Girls. The main character, Monty, he was accused of raping a white woman and he went to jail for it. And then that year, I went to a predominantly white school. And, they were saying racist shit. So what really turned me away was, and let me just be honest. See, I was a little bit of a Jesse Lee Peterson. No disrespect to him, but I wasn't looking at race very much back then. Really, to other races, I was looking at people being people, and that's why I didn't care what women, you know, I found attractive or not. But let me tell you this. Where was I going with this? Yeah. So what made me uncomfortable? Yeah, even though I was just looking at people being people, I never made the attempt to meet up with a white woman on a discussion board or Reddit. I never made that attempt before. Only because maybe I didn't want to admit it, but I was still uncomfortable with just the things that I heard about black people and my features. Like, we have different features. I'm just not comfortable like kissing on a girl or touching a girl, and I just know the history of how they feel about black men. It doesn't feel right, because everyone that I've been with, like I told you, I always wore protection, and I never played like that whole unprotected contact. So like I said, if a woman initiated a kiss on me, it would feel really weird, just how different our features are. But the question is, what is better, black women or white women? Let me just say this to be fair. I think, and I have evidence to back this up, physically, I could do more with a black woman physically. But what bothers me is, and I ain't talking about all. If I'm saying this, I'm not talking about you. What bothers me is physical appearance is not what I'm looking for in someone to have kids with. I want to make sure you're able to be a mother and a wife. And what bothers me is there is no family structure in the black community. So I will say this: white women may have more of a family structure. They have more experience in that department than black women do. I don't like how a lot of black women raise their kids. That's another thing. Physical looks are, like I said, I'll feel more comfortable because I don't, like I said, anything they say to me, it won't feel no kind of way because they're in the same boat as me. They can call me a nigger and it doesn't make a difference because we're the same. We have the same features, but it's just like, here's the two things. I'll feel more comfortable. Nothing they can say can offend me. Even if I'm darker, that doesn't really get under my skin. Physically, they're better. And they can give me black kids. But with a white woman, she'll have family structure. She'll know how to take care of the kids. Like, the stuff I see black women do in public make me sick. And like I said, I don't want to really. That's all I can really think about when it comes to that, because I never physically been with a white woman before, so I don't know. I don't know what that would be like. Cause I watched some videos of dudes saying, excuse my language, but somebody said that black women have better pussy than white women. I don't know how true that is, and I will never really know. Just everything I've been through, I'm not going to find out. But both have advantages than the other. Both have pros and cons. You know, because one dude was saying that white women will go down on you, and I don't care about that because I don't do oral at all. I think oral, even though I told y'all I enjoyed it the first and last time I had it, that shit had me freaking out, because I'll literally take a shower after the fact that happened, and then take another shower to get it off my mind. And I don't want to be thinking about that all night. Like, man, I hope she didn't cut her, like have a cut in her mouth or something.